I think the collaboration between the city and the schools has reached a different level in my term as mayor. I think that, there was not as much maybe in the past, but it's certainly not unique, and it's certainly not unique to Northeast Ohio. There's multiple examples of where the city and the schools work hand in hand in a lot of instances, and a lot of the times on facilities such as this. So it's something that we've developed over the several years that I've been in office, but it is something that is pretty normal in other places.
If we build this, how will the community have the time or the ability to utilize these spaces if it's going to be utilized by high school students? And then on the flip side, there are people who believe that the students would not have the ability to utilize these spaces. And we have seen several different communities where a structure such as this and a collaboration such as this works very well. The most recent visit that we had, as we walked in the space, it was remarkable to see 30, 40 seniors playing pickleball. And this was all in the same space. Right next door, divided by a curtain, was a group of, I'll guess, 4 or 5-year-olds playing with a parachute in a YMCA program. And up above on a walking track was a high school PE class working with seniors walking on the track. And it was interesting to see, as a superintendent, all these different groups of people coming together.
When we visited Willoughby Eastlake, for example, their spaces were there's definite separation, but they were mixed people in the same spaces and different age groups occupying the same spaces. But then you went to a place like Wadsworth where, there was clear separation and there was no interactivity between age groups. So I'm not sure what this community is going to want, and something that we'll have to look at.
I think what's important, again, is understanding the needs and wants of the community and understanding how they would like to see that designed. There are some communities that don't like that interaction. There are some communities that think it is absolutely important. There are controlled entries and ways in which we can monitor who's coming into the buildings. There's also ways in which to prevent community members from coming into what would be a school space. And so we would look to see, again, gauge the interests of the community. How do they want to utilize these spaces? But ultimately, I believe that the mayor and I have a vision that these spaces would be accessible to all of our stakeholders, and that it would be important that they have the opportunity to utilize these spaces as we think about the future health, wellness, and education of North Ridgeville.